My father left me when I was 6 months old. He was an alcoholic, and my mom gave him the choice to either go to AA and clean up, or he wasn't allowed back.
So, I was dating my boyfriend for 3 years, and about a year and a half into it was awesome. We were so in love, got along so well, nothing was wrong at all. Then one day, I remember it was my senior year of high school, about a year and a half into our relationship, he just went missing.
So, I'm a 22-year-old girl that have only had one relationship, and that relationship really changed the way I thought a lot about things. It wasn't the best relationship I ever had. Well, it was the only one. It lasted about 2 years.
Last semester, I got a phone call from my sister during class, which is weird because me and my sister don't really talk like that. She never calls me, so I knew something was wrong. She said that my dad's drinking had gotten really bad.
When I was in high school, my sister was addicted to drugs.
My senior year of high school, me and my mom moved to Texas from Puerto Rico. A couple of days before I was supposed to start my senior year, my mom got a call from my dad that my sister had attempted to commit suicide.
And he told my mom that he was going to continue going, but he was lying the whole time he was at the bar. So one day my mom told him to watch me so she can go to work, and he was too drunk and hungover, so my mom had to take me to work. When she came home, she locked all the doors and changed the locks and told him he wasn't allowed back until he sobers up, and that was the last time my mom ever saw him.
Finally fessed up and said that he had a drug addiction, and that he was addicted to pills, had been doing drugs for the entire relationship, never told me about it, never came clean about it, never, he never even showed any signs of being addicted to drugs. He just hid it so well. And so I was really shocked. But I decided to stay with him because I was convinced he was the love of my life. He had been cheating on me with one of his coworkers. I don't know. Anyway, I decided to stay with him through that, and told him if he ever cheated on me again that it was going to be over. I said that about 3 or 4 more times over the rest of our relationship, which was for 3 years. One night we just kissed. It was a really small peck. It was nothing, and I felt really guilty still and came clean about it. And after everything I'd put up with him, the drug addiction, the cheating, the rehab, everything, the verbal abuse, everything, he broke up with me on the spot, saying that I couldn't be trusted, that I, was such a terrible person for one kiss after everything he put me through.
It made me believe that he wanted me to be his entire world, and that he loved me, and that he would do anything for me. But what I realized the most was he was selfish. He was mean, just not a good person at all. My parents, my whole family said that I changed when I was with him, that I started becoming really mean and cold-hearted, and that was not who I was. Everyone knew me as the happy-go-lucky, smiling, lovely girl, and I became the opposite. So finally, after giving all that I could to this one guy, including my virginity, which was something for me and my family we cherish very deeply. It's been like 2 years now since we broke up, and I haven't seen or heard from him not once since the day we broke up, which helps a lot when it comes to moving on. But it's weird, and it's hard because you think about spending 2 years of your life with this one person, and then suddenly, in an instant, completely gone and disappeared from your life?
I talked to him later on, a few days later, and he told me like it wouldn't happen again. Like it was a one-time thing. He was out of control, whatever. But he would never do that again. I got a text message from my sister again a couple days later, and it said that my dad had been arrested for driving my little brother and sister drunk. This was after my best friend's brother passed away from drunk driving, and this was after one of the most like influential women in my life at the time passed away in a motorcycle accident, and it was after one of my friends from college died in a car accident.
She's younger than me. She was about 15 or 14 at the time, and she would run away from home, and you'd have to call the cops to report her as a missing person. And it was really hard not knowing where your sister was or if she was even alive. Eventually my mom sent her away to a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center for adolescents, and thankfully she's all right now.
She had been struggling with depression for a couple of years. A few years before, we realized that she was anorexic, and we dealt with that. She had always suffered from depression, and we thought the move would be better for her. The day that she attempted suicide, she took about 15 sleeping pills and drank half a bottle of vodka. Before she passed out, she burned herself with a cigarette multiple times.
I've never met him, and I'm 21 years old. I don't really have any feelings. Never met him. I was an infant, so never really got a chance to make an opinion for myself.
Then 6 months later, through a mutual friend that we had once had when we were dating, I found out that over that course of time, like even when I just kissed someone, he had been cheating on me for 3 months with one of my friends. It was crazy. I couldn't even believe it happened.
It's weird, and it hurts, but I'm thankful that he's not in my life anymore, because I have returned to the way I used to be, and I'm happy. And you know, I've spent 2 years on my own, which is fine, because I learned to just be happy with myself and learn to accept myself and be content with who I am, and be happy with who I am and other people.
It just was really scary to think that I could have lost them. I couldn't imagine living without them. I don't imagine like what I would do. They're so important to me.
I'll never forget how hard that was.
The first thing that came to my mind was, if she didn't make it through, they'd have to bury me with her.